It's time for the SPL Weekly Recap, featuring Finch this time. There's no Tom here, so we're going to get right on through this time. We're going to keep this train rolling along the tracks. I am joined by Ryan Aggro Bailey. I'm going to have Tim talk about some games that were on Monday, because I wasn't here for those.
Hey, I was, though, and Monday we had some SPL. It's a little bit different this week as we're getting closer to MSI, and on Monday we had Splice versus Renegades, a set that we were really looking forward to. Renegades have been pretty hot. They beat Dig, lost a PK. This is a good test for them, but Splice came out of the gates hot. They win game one. We all internalize a lesson. Don't give Cyclone Spin Freya. That lesson is not internalized until later in the week. That's a spoiler alert for you. Renegades did win game two. It took a Fire Giant Seal from Dardez to get it done. He was playing Chiron mid. And then games 3 and 4, basically all Splice. Splice had a pretty good week. In fact, basically every time you come to this camera shot, I'm going to tell you that Splice beat the hell out of their opponents.
And now it's time for me to talk about what happened on Thursday. That was the Rival versus Trifecta set. And I think all of us going into this set knew it wasn't going to be particularly good, right? I mean, we knew that it would be a good set, but just not particularly close. Rival came in and did almost exactly what we expected. They truly did outclass Trifecta. But Trifecta were with a bit of a new look this week. Remember, they're not the same Trifecta roster that we remember before. Lasper's been removed. It's Moswall now that's in that spot for them in the middle lane. And we were hoping that this team would look a lot better like that. I think they did look some better, just not enough for them to be able to take down a Titan like Rival. If you look at the scoreboard, you might think, okay, Trifecta were close, but that was just Trifecta throughout those 3 games, playing the early game relatively well, getting some picks, but they were never close in farm. I mean, in all 3 of those games, Rival had like a 3-4K gold lead throughout the early game, and then they closed out cleanly towards the end. Game 3 was the most competitive one, but that was also the game Rival drafted the latest game comp. It was really just going to eventually end up happening the exact way that it did, Rival winning that one 3-0.
Then Splice played Luminosity, and I have a quick synopsis for you of how the set went. Oof. Splice wins 3-0.
And then, on Friday, we had the United versus Renegades set. This is probably the best set, I would say, of the week. We expected this one to be close between these two teams. We expected them to go all 5 games. And if I'm being honest, that's exactly what we got. It almost didn't look like it, though. United came out of the gates hot, which is kind of hard to believe. These guys have been on the bench for like 4 weeks or something close to that. They have not played in very long. Imelito hasn't had a whole lot of time, SPL reps with this squad, so I was really worried about them, but for no real reason. In particular, Big Man Tings looked hot in this set, especially in games 1 and 2. He was on the Agni and was burning down Renegades. They didn't know what to do. Now, I won't lie to you, there were some long games. The first one was like 53 minutes, the second one was 49. I mean, they went all the way the distance, where United was in the lead, then Renegades, then back to United, this back and forth sort of slugfest, but United closed both of those games out. Then in game 3, finally, in the year 2019, Agni gets banned away from Big Man Tings. And it's finally working. He's on the new Wa and doesn't look quite comfortable. And for some reason, Benji doesn't want to go back to the King Arthur and all the pressure he had there. He's like on the Jormungandr. That doesn't work either. And then Renegades win game 3. Game 4, they don't have the Agni available to them again, and he still can't seem to figure out exactly where it is that he wants to go in the middle lane, and he just looks a bit lost to me, and particularly Tings does. And on the other side, Renegades just look great. I mean, they're running over them throughout the early game. This team definitely has something special in them when they're able to get that ball rolling. But then game 5 goes back around. Benji goes back on the King Arthur. We see the Ra come back again in the middle lane for Big Man Tings. And even the Kepri in the support role for Collis. And they're able to get this ball rolling this time, kind of give Renegades a taste of their own medicine. The snipes were all there. The Erlong Shin of Ice Ice Baby was fragging away too. I mean, it looked like those other 2 games, games 3 and 4, hadn't even happened. United were able to close that one out 3-2.
So Splice plays Trifecta to close out the week. I have another synopsis ready for you. Oof. That's it. It was very short. Like, probably the shortest best of 5 of all time in SMITE. Splice won it, in case that wasn't clear to you. Splice is good at SMITE. Trifecta and Luminosity are less good at SMITE than Splice.
That is how I would describe it. They are less good at SMITE. That does it, though, for the SPL Weekly Recap for week number 12. Thank you again, Ryan Aggro Bailey, for joining me here for that. And thank you all for watching. Hope that caught you up. And make sure that you tune into the SPL Thursdays and Fridays with some Monday, Tuesday for week 13 as well. We'll see you all next time.